Hi, it's Mr. Wasemann, and as part of our study guide for Unit 6, which explored how to divide, we're going to do some long division review, meaning that we are going to specifically look at how do we tackle a division problem using the long division method. Now, we have 3 problems that have a 2-digit dividend, and then we have 3 problems that have a 3-digit dividend. And some of these problems will result in a remainder, some of these problems will not. So I'm just going to tackle 2 problems, one from each row. So let's look at the second problem right here, 87 divided by 5. Now we know already that since multiples of 5 end in a 5 or a 0, that this number, this problem is going to end in a remainder. Okay? But let's look at our steps. First, we're going to divide 8 by 5. How many groups of 5 can I get out of 8? Well, I know that I can get one group of 5 out of 8 because 5 times 1 is 5. I'm then going to subtract 8 minus 5. That leaves me a difference of 3. And then I'm going to bring down the 7. Now, I'm going to check my number. 37 is bigger than my divisor, so I'm going to repeat the process and start over again. How many groups of 5 can I get out of 37? Well, I know that 7 times 5 is 35, and 37 minus 35 is going to leave me 2. 2 is smaller than my divisor, so that means this becomes my remainder. So my answer is 17, remainder 2. Okay? Now I'm just going to use the same process with a 3-digit number. That just means there's an extra column of steps for me to follow. So looking at, say, 756 divided by 3, it's just like dividing 75 by 3, except I have another place value. Okay? So one extra round of divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, check, and repeat. So let's jump in. I know I can get 2 groups of 3 out of 7 because 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 gives me a difference of 1, and so I need to bring down my 5. I check to see if my number is larger than my divisor. It is, so I'm going to repeat the process. Now, 15 is divisible by 3 5 times because 5 times 3 is 15. And when I subtract 15 minus 15, I'm left with 0. Now, do I stop? Well, no. I now have to check my problem, and even though I don't have a remainder from this round, I still have a number to bring down. I have to bring down the 6, so I have to keep going. So now I have to ask myself, how many groups of 3 can I get out of 6? Well, I know that 3 times 2 is going to give me 6. I'll just put a 0 there as a place value holder. And then when I subtract 6 minus 6, I'm left with 0. Okay, so let's review. I have nothing left as a remainder, so I'm done. And so my quotient is 252. Now, if I was ever concerned that my answer to division problem didn't quite look right, I could always reverse the process. I can check a subtraction problem by finding a related addition problem. So if I was not sure that 7 minus 5 gave me 2, I can just reverse it and add 2 plus 5 to see if I get 7. Same is true for division. If I'm not sure that 252 is my correct answer, I can just multiply 252 by 3 and see if that gives me the answer of 757. So let's just do this right here in the margins. I'll use the partial products method, 252 times 3. So that means I'm going to multiply 200 times 3. I'm going to multiply 50 times 3. And then I'm going to multiply 2 times 3. 200 times 3, of course, is 600, or 2 with 2 zeros, times 3 is going to give me 6 with 2 zeros. 5 with a 0 times 3 is going to give me 15 with 1 0, otherwise known as 150. And of course, 2 times 3 is 6. And as I can see, as I'm lining up my partial products, if I add all these together, I'm going to get 756. So it works. If you have any questions about long division, please have your parents email me or bring those questions to class when we review this study guide in depth prior to taking the Unit 6 test. Thanks, and we'll talk later.